name's Stephen Gamble. I'm a project officer for the local area networks, or LAN programme, which is a Peace 4 programme. The LAN participants were recruited for this programme and came away as part of the Messines programme. The programme has been absolutely fantastic so far, a fantastic opportunity for people from working class communities, housing executive estates which have been selected for the programme to come away in 2 trips away, 2 groups of 25 coming away together from the nationalist community and from the unionist community as well.
I was coming to this area of the world. I'd always had heard about it, always once speaking about it. My son was there 3 years ago, and through the Glen Bar Association from Coleraine and etc, and he couldn't speak enough about it, and he was invited afterwards to give us his experiences, and all of a sudden it's been changed to me now, standing giving my experiences, which I thought would never ever would have happened.
Hiya, my name's Jamie Lee and I'm from Carrickfergus. I was very lucky to be picked as part of this project to go along the SOM, which is something I've always wanted to do.
Stephen Catherwood, I'm Project Officer in Middle East Antrim Council. I suppose I was asked to come on to this project because Patricia would be the project officer, but I was sort of reluctant because I didn't know much about it, to be honest with you, because I'm in the council a relatively short amount of time.
So I'm Amanda Gilroy, I'm the Programme Executive in Northern Ireland for the Irish College 11. So it's been an enormous pleasure to welcome this group to the Irish College, and we've so enjoyed having them here. It's been a fabulous experience.
The highlight was the build-up to that morning that we were leaving, and you just couldn't believe that this is going to happen. So once we got to the airport, once we got on the plane, once we landed, we went, this is reality. We're actually going to be here. And it was just, everything was just an exciting, because we knew what we were going for, what time we had to be in the canteen, etc. But everything was just rolling and rolling and rolling. And the anticipation of the big build-up to what I felt was today. Everything we did so far has been absolutely fantastic. There's nothing I would complain about.
The highlight of the trip was the experience of the whole First World War venues, and we'll call them venues, I don't know what else they call them. Shocked a bit at, I wasn't expecting to see so many small cemeteries. I was expecting to see a field full of headstones.
Well, there's been a lot of highlights for the programme. First of all, the groups coming together, bringing the groups together from nationalist communities and from unionist communities as well to take part in workshops, which were absolutely fantastic. The facilitators' knowledge, both at the workshops and on the tours as well too, has been fantastic, and the groups being able to learn from that has been wonderful as well too. But first of all, bringing the groups together has been a big thing. It's been part of the challenge as well too, for the group to come together and gel, and that's taken a little bit of time as well for them to get to know each other and get on with each other.
But I know something about the World War, the Great War, but not as much as I've learnt over this last few days here. And in terms of the actual planning of the project and how this all went, I think it went fantastic.
On a personal level, accompanying the group, I've really enjoyed going to the World War I sites. Enjoyed is maybe slightly wrong concept, because it's also been a very moving experience.
At dinner tonight I was speaking to Rosie from Carnlough, who said that she was speaking to one of the other gentlemen from one of the other groups, and he says he'd never spoken to Catholic people before. And he said to her then, but now we're all friends. I know it might sound very simplistic, but this programme is about bringing people together, providing opportunities, learning from each other, shared history and building positive relations. And I think that possibly that those have been the biggest highlights, aside from the trip away to Messines and the SOM and all of those other great opportunities which working class people from those communities might not have ever had before.
We're building up to the day when we actually went to the full battlefield. We went to see the actual towers and etc. Yes, we are going to the Parliament tomorrow, which to me again could be a highlight through my position of where I was in my life, younger days, and all of a sudden here we are going to somewhere that you just dreamt about on the news, and it's just been an absolute life-changing experience to me. I think first of all, when we were at Lauren, they asked me to comment on a little page, and I wrote "Death equals freedom?" ? And we see through conflicts, yeah, death is obviously a destroying escapade to families. It just wrecks families completely.
The fact that I was looking at areas where my two grandfathers could possibly have run up that, trying to cross the German lines and so on. It's an ambition I've had to be here.
In terms of the actual day-to-day and the way it went and the itinerary, couldn't have went better. Yesterday was probably my favourite day.
Okay.
Today was good as well. The song was brilliant and it was moving. But yesterday, that graveyard, that massive graveyard, had such an impact. Yeah. It was so moving, and I just thought it was all fantastic the way it went.
So having read World War I history and World War I poetry long ago at school, this really made it come alive, and to see some of the places where so many people died and so many graves has been a really tremendously emotional experience.
You looked out over those graveyards and said, these guys gave their lives for my freedom, for our freedom. And I think just seeing what I seen was an aspect of what they'd call the killing fields, or in the song Green Fields of France, just all came to life. So to me the experience was just a personal experience of the outcome and reality of death equals freedom, ?
I'm a keen student of history. I started my education in the 70s. I'm born and reared in Carrickfergus in the shadow of the Knockin Monument, so the Great War has always been part of growing up. You learn the remembrance. I was lucky that the headmaster I had in primary school, he taught us a lot about the Great War. This trip has been on my bucket list for such a long time, since I was a small boy, and it's far exceeded anything that I was expecting. I can't stress that enough, and my attitude to it is, I firmly believe now, after having completed this, that every child in Northern Ireland, from whatever background, should be brought out here and made the experience this.
Conflicts are still going on throughout the world, and someone, and I use myself as an example, someone who was part of a problem in the early 70s in my own homeland, I now see myself trying to be as much a solution to the young ones coming through the day, to say exactly why are you getting yourselves involved in conflicts that has nothing to do with anybody. It's just glorification of someone's point of history, because at the end of the day, because something's traditional, it doesn't mean it's right.
I've absolutely loved Belgium, the most beautiful place, and it's a place I've never ever thought could have been a holiday destination, but it really is. I think it's beautiful.
It has been an amazing trip from start to finish.
Today for me has been the best day of the whole programme. Ypres was very interesting, and the Pool of Peace was very interesting as well too. But and Many Gate was absolutely fantastic last night. It was really good too. But the things that the guys did today at the Somme, the Newfoundlanders, all of that was the best so far. So that's probably at the forefront of my mind at the minute. I'm quite open-minded as we go forward, and dear only knows what questions I'll be asked tomorrow whenever we get the Northern Ireland office in the European Parliament. But do you know what? It's what we're saying. It's an opportunity for people from both communities in Northern Ireland to come together, to share their opinions. And the fact of the matter is, there's more things that unite us than there is that divide us. And if we're moving forward together, and they can be respectful of each other and share their own opinions, their own culture, their own identity, that's all for the better.
The sights that we have seen, Belgium has been gorgeous. France today was just something that I want to be able to bring my kids to in 10 years' time, and think it's something everybody should see. The guys have been great, Jack and Fergie, and the group, the participants, like the way we have gelled together and has been absolutely great.
And I have no idea how you're going to improve on what took place today. It was absolutely fantastic. Or sorry, the weekend. Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to start to try and say any positive feedback or criticism. It's just, it ain't there. I thought we all came together as a body. Yes, we were slightly hesitant of who's who, what's what. It never counted. Never counted. We just got on that plane or that bus and just bang, we came together. And I trust it will continue, that the two communities in our homeland will constantly come together. Because only when I can speak to someone of my personal side of it and someone speaks to me about their personal side of it, we entered into the same pain.
The bus journeys are long, it's a bit of travelling, but it is what it is. You have to travel to these places to see, but as has been stated before, it's more than worth it, more than worth it. And this will live, this trip will stay with me till the day I die. It sounds like a cliche, but it's almost life-changing for me personally. I've seen some of the things that I'd only heard about or read about in books, and it's when you see it physically, when you learn what these young men went through, from whatever background they came from, whatever country they came from, they were all in the same hell, and to come through it victorious and gain the freedoms that we all enjoy today. I think we can never repay the debt that we owe to them.
I think meeting this group from mixed backgrounds in Northern Ireland and being able to engage with them on a personal level, I've learnt so much, and I've learnt so much about how the different communities can interact and how positive our future can be when they do that. So I think for me that's been the most empowering experience about being part of this trip. So I appreciate it, and I thank you that you involved us in this.